Hey, Judy.
Hi.
Happy Sunday. Hi, Kelsie.
Hey.
How you doing? Boy, here we are, 4 o'clock Eastern time. You guys do the rest of the math. All right. I know it's 2 o'clock Mountain time. So, wow, boy, have we got a show today. We've got some exciting news if Judy quits taking still shots of herself. And wow, who's that? Who's that big white dog back there?
You got Kiska back there, and there just went to Connie.
To Connie. What
Yep.
a boy. I love that name. You'll have to tell us one of these days. Now, Judy has a little bit of news for us. And,
I don't know about Maxie.
Yeah, our featured dog. So, looks like she's might be having a little bit of internet
Yeah, the featured dog Maxie, who is supposed to be here.
Okay,
I don't know. I'm like,
yeah. Go ahead and spit it out. Let's see if it get it out.
feet from the router. You want me to get out and get back in again?
We got to get closer to something here. You're freezing up. I can give the happy news if you want. Give me a thumbs up or something. But we got a still shot of you. Sorry about that, everybody. But anyway, the good news is our featured dog, Maxie, got adopted today. So he doesn't have to be featured anymore. All right. We'll take the frozen Judy down and we'll leave that Judy up. Right.
Okay.
I just gave him the news. So.
Oh, okay. Good.
Yeah. So, I mean, I can show him off. He's such a cute boy, but there's no point. He got adopted. That's the good news.
Yeah, and it's the people that have like a pile of dogs. They have 5 dogs already. Kind of makes me wonder why they want another one, but you know.
Yeah,
Who do I
Nancy
know
says
that has 5
great.
dogs.
Yeah, Nancy says that's great. So, and I hope you're feeling better, Nancy. Because you got to get back to work. Wow. So that means we have a different featured dog today. You know what?
Yeah,
We're going to feature Mr. Takani. What do you think?
Sounds good. I just got to go track him down. He just walked off on me again.
Well, how about we pretend that's Katani and we just talk about it?
Yep, that works. This is his buddy Kiska.
How many do you have there?
4.
You've got 4.
Yep.
And how old is Takani?
Connie will be 4 this next month.
Wow.
Yep.
And you got him young too.
Yeah, he came to me at 8 months old, so he's been here for quite some time.
But he hasn't been a cupcake, has he?
He has not. He's a tough little dude. He's gonna need a very special home, someone that is willing to. He needs some special work, but he is one of the sweetest dogs I have ever met. Once he knows that you're okay and he trusts you, it's just someone has to be willing to take the time to let him get there.
And he does well with your pack, except every once in a while, like maybe once every 3-4 months, right?
It's even less than that now. I would say I don't think he's had a little altercation with my male in probably 9 months at this point.
Okay.
So
but we never assume it's fixed though, right?
Exactly. Always watching him and paying attention to their body language. But he's had absolutely 0 issues with my females. And like I said, this Kiska here is about to turn 5, so they're almost exactly a year apart. And they are best buds. They're always hanging out, playing together.
Now he's listed at Great PYRescue of Montana, right?
That is correct, but he is being fostered in Virginia.
Wow.
But
so does that mean they can adopt East or Montana area?
Yep. He is available for adoption wherever that perfect home pops up. And if that's in California, that's in California. We'll get him transported. But because we are looking for just the right home for him.
Yeah. And make no mistake, if you're not the right home, she's not going to let you have him.
Nope.
Right.
He's been here 3 years. You know, what's another one?
and that's the thing about Kelsie. She's very good at that. And if you try to make her, she's military family. Okay. So you don't want that coming down on you. Right?
Exactly.
Wow. Now, and that's his last really little quirk, isn't it? Is with your other male.
Yeah, he does have issues with new people. So that's our other big problem.
Just with bad people though, right?
Yeah, but that's all people,
right? All right. So if you come meet Takani and he wants to eat you, you might want to leave because you could get shot, right?
Yeah, he just needs, once he gets over that trust barrier with you, he's really such a sweet dog. But he does need time and patience to feel safe and secure.
Now he's a little guy, isn't he?
He is about 80 to 85 pounds. So yeah, he's a bit on the smaller side, especially next to my other male who's 130.
But he's a good-looking boy.
He is. He's very, very handsome.
Now I'll ask questions that maybe some people could be asking. He's been with you that long. Isn't it a bad thing to move him?
You know, we've heard that a lot, and no, I don't think so. I don't think it's a bad thing to move him.
And I'll back you up on that. I like to look at it as you raised the bar on what he has to expect from his next family.
He knows what to expect in his next home. And the fact that he has been here for so long, we've been able to make a lot of progress and to get him to that home. But also because he's been here so long, I will be able to be more helpful for his next family because
that's right.
Maybe I will have seen something that can help with any issue that they're having. They're always going to be different when you move them to a different home. Things are going to change. But still, I know him very well at this point.
So this will be shared parenting, huh?
Yeah, exactly.
All right. Great Pyrenees. Great Peer Rescue MT rescuegroups.org. That's what it is.
Yep.
Or you can just go to Great Pyrenees Rescue in Montana. If you're watching it on the Montana page, you're there. All right.
Yep.
So now he's been now we talked about he's been less than a cupcake, but now anytime there's one side, there's always another side to the dogs. Yep. And what's that good side like?
He's extremely affectionate. He's the first one to greet me, he loves to nuzzle his head in my chest, and he is just goofy. You know, he does the thing we call it jaw snapping, where he literally just at us when he wants to play. We
have a video of that somewhere.
Yeah, I do. And, you know, you blow on his face and he does that and he bounces around and he jumps and he plays, and he's a funny guy. And he has one leg that's shorter than the others from prior abuse, but it just adds to his quirkiness and uniqueness, and I love it. It doesn't cause him any pain. He doesn't know he's any different, but he has a little kind of a gimpy front right leg.
Okay. Now, the folks that could be interested, or even if they are not, they can really get more information on him at itsdogornothing.com, right?
Yep, absolutely. We've talked about him several times on the site.
You know, you got a dog flopping around behind you, right?
Yeah, that's pretty standard.
Actually, if you don't have a dog flopping around behind Kelsie, that's the unusual part.
Yeah, exactly.
So, but yeah,
this is the male that we were talking about earlier.
And not only can you read a lot about Takani, you can also learn a lot about the breed in general. That's the site we send folks to that well, maybe just got up here and didn't get a book. Well, here's your book. All right.
Yeah.
On the breed. Well, you have to excuse me. I had a little bug here a week or so ago and just ain't quite gone away yet. So unlike the white dogs there, they gone away.
Yep.
All right. Wow. Now, so you're starting to run low on dogs, aren't you, Judy?
Me?
Yeah, you.
Probably not really a chance. Right now, we actually have a few empty kennels. Yesterday, we adopted out Duchess and Gypsy and Rocky. So we've had a good
Rocky got
weekend.
a dog. Oh, Duchess and whoa.
Yes.
Wow. That's a
And we
whole
got a new one in last night named Boomer. That is a really sweetheart. And he is the guy said he's Anatolian, Akbash, and pure mix. He's 14 months old. Kind of looks a little bit more pure with a little Anatolian coloring to him, badger on his ears and stuff. Got some markings on him. He's very cute, very sweet little guy. Got rid of him because I can't imagine what happened here, but he got him as a puppy and tossed him out with the animals, and it's just not working out in the livestock guardian thing.
All right.
So he got okay with the goats, but then kidding season started this spring. And apparently he wants to play with the kid goats a lot. And the kid goats can't take his kind of roughhouse play. So
and they tip over and die.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
like
he got taken out of the goat pen, and apparently this guy never considered, having a house pet. So
Yeah.
he basically said, I don't have any use for him because he's not a great livestock guardian. And I said, well, did you train him? Oh, no, you don't have to train them. They all have instincts,
Okay, so now we've got not a great farmer. So not a knowledgeable farmer. Let's put it that way.
So Boomer does not need to be a livestock guardian dog. He needs to be a pet. He's very sweet.
Yeah. What about Takani? Can he be an LGD?
No.
No way. That was a quick no way.
He's too skittish.
Yeah. Well, let me explain something about that. And here's something that a lot of farmers don't know. Okay. Now, here's an analogy. We're all humans, okay? And we have brain surgeons. I mean, we have surgeons. So, Kelsie, can I hand you a scalpel and say, go do surgery?
You could. It's not going to go well for you.
Yeah, well, you're human. It has to, right? It has to because you're human.
Yep.
Well, but you weren't trained to do the job at hand.
Exactly.
And that's how it is with the Great Pyrenees.
Yep.
They got to be trained to do the job at hand. And there's actually a facility in Montana that does that, Northwest Guardians. Okay. That's what it's one of the things they do. And and they'll train them to your livestock. So, and up there, I guess you can pick the predator and you got a variety of them. So they got to be trained to do the job at hand. So just like us. And that's where, and also too, everybody always remember a chicken is a bird of prey, just so you know, and they are guardians against bird of prey. So to put them with a chicken, that has to be slow. They have to be taught. Yep. And sometimes you got to teach the chicken not to charge them, because if you charge, well, you know what happens if you charge a Great Pyrenee. He's going to laugh at you for one. He'll laugh at us. Chicken, nah, he won't laugh at him. And don't put puppies with chickens. They play with them too much.
Yes.
So, wow, what a short show. Bye, everybody. So, wow. Now, when you take Takani on a walk, and it seems to me maybe a couple years ago, we may have briefly discussed this too, Kelsie. Do you go skiing behind him, or did you used to?
I used to, yeah. He is a nice, polite, loose leash walker now, but he was definitely not at the beginning.
Loose leash, ain't that something? See, now it's fun to walk him, isn't it?
Exactly, it's actually enjoyable.
Yeah, because if your dog's dragging you around, that can't be a fun walk.
No, absolutely not.
And if you're tense, and man, if you see a dog coming, you say, "Oh crap, what's my dog going to do?" Well, you just triggered your dog into alert. And just how your emotion change, they pick up on that. And And that's just not a good thing. So leash aggression, that's a thing, that a big thing that a lot of dogs have.
Mm-hmm.
And man, that's a hard route to find, because how can you find out why he wants to eat that dog that he's never met before? Well, maybe it's because he's never met before. That could be the reason right there. He never met him. So how do we deal with leash aggression? Well, it's actually not that hard. Number one, if you're worried that you don't know how your dog is going to react at any given dog coming to you, always assume it's not going to be a good reaction.
Mm-hmm.
So let's keep him under threshold. All right. And, but let's not live your life that way. All right. You don't want to, every time you see a dog come and say, let's go, let's get out of here. Bye. We're out of here. We don't want to do that. So remember what I said. He's doing it probably because he doesn't know.
Mm-hmm.
And if they can't process, they get confused. And if they can't process confusion, it goes right into fear. So basically he's lunging and acting like Cujo because fear triggered it.
Yep.
Get him back under threshold, get him calmed down, get his attention, take your treats, or pet him. He's a good boy, whatever. And let's move that threshold. Let's get him focused on you. He can turn to you. He's safe with you. And you can start moving that threshold. How long does it take to move the threshold? Well, we had a dog in Kansas that took, the first time. That dog was just with his mom had that connection. Got to have that connection. There's prerequisites, all right? And that starts right in the house. If your dog doesn't feel safe with you, you got to work on that. You got to make your dog feel safe.
Yep.
Your dog has to know he's got you to turn to, just like Takani. He knows that if there's a problem, providing it's not a predator problem,
Yep.
he's not going to assume you can handle that. He may at first, but when he quickly realizes you can't, he's going to work.
Yeah.
And you guys haven't lived until you've triggered a Great Pyrenees into survival response at you. Okay? You just haven't lived. Now, we do have a tool out there, okay? And Linda Michaels, Master's Psychology. She has a book, and it's also available on Kindle. This is actually, your owner's manual here. And this is very well laid out. As a matter of fact, it's available on Amazon. How cool is that? And it's right there. And I'm going to put the link into the comments in case anybody that's interested. It's not expensive. You get it on Kindle for $20 and buy it on paperback, $34 on Amazon. And Linda Michaels, if anybody knows her, she has and I encourage you to go join the group, get to know her. It's a group called Do No Harm Training. All right. And it is exactly what it says. Do no harm to the dogs, no force, no fear, no pain, no exceptions. And this is, nothing new, but I guess most of you know science has actually made an about face on their pack theory. All right. Wolf, they've decided, is not a pack animal. They're family animals. All right. Well, why do they run in packs, you say? Well, that's not a pack. It's just for the exact same reason. If Kelsie went out the door of her house and there's somebody standing at the end of her driveway, and so she goes back in and gets her husband because he's military and he carries guns, and she goes back out with him. Well, that didn't make her a pack. That made her safe. Okay. That's what the wolves are doing. Yeah. So make no mistake. And Linda Michaels also trains wolves too from time to time. Now that I don't know that much about. But this book has got nothing but 5-star reviews. Now it just got released. There's not a lot of reviews yet, but they're there. And there's not a bad one. Okay. And this book is being sold worldwide. There she is, a wolf on the back cover. Mm-hmm. So, and it has a section that covers the hierarchy of dog needs. And that goes right in there with your owner's manual. And we got to stop. We got to stop. Well, let's put it this way. When you ask your dog to sit, why does your dog sit for you if they sit? Is the dog sitting because he wants to and he wants to please you and he respects you? Or is he sitting because he fears the consequences if he doesn't? Or something to that effect? Well, needless to say, we know why we want them to sit. And that is part of your prerequisites, well, to keeping the dog under threshold. Once again, you're safe. The dog is safe. And right there, it's hard to do because this is a full screen here. Right there where the yellow and green meet, anywhere in that yellow area, that dog is aware. All right. You hit that red, that dog is Cujo. All right. So you get back, there's going to be a spot where that dog is going to, when you say, look at me or look or focus or watch, whatever it is your word is, he's going to do it. That's where you can stop and maintain that, get his attention, keep his attention focused on you, then walk him away and then come back to that same spot, keep his attention, walk him away, come back and move the threshold. And he'll let you know when it's far enough. Okay. Because, well, he's going to go Cujo at a point and you go back a foot and there's no more Cujo. That's under threshold versus over threshold. So the threshold is very, very important to know it. Okay. And because that is the difference between your dog feeling comfortable and safe and not. Okay. And when you're able to move that threshold, that means your dog is now comfortable and safe because you're there. Okay. And because you proved it to him, because you're moving that threshold so he can go figure out if that's a bad dog or not that you guys are meeting. Sometimes you have to have a fake decoy dog because you want to keep everybody safe. Depends on the size of your dog. Always do this work one-on-one, one dog. Don't take 2 or 3 dogs on a walk and expect to, well, keep one of them under threshold. Okay. That's not going to work. Who we have here, Judy?
That's Tundra.
That's
He had to come up and see what's going on.
Oh, that one's your dog, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep, he's mine. Hey, can you put me in the green room for about 5?
Sure. Bye. That was easy, wasn't it?
Yep.
Was I too willing? Now she'll be mad at me because I was too willing. So now, threshold is very, very important and more than just this area. Okay. Mm-hmm. You live your life staying under threshold. That means, well, you've lived a sheltered life, and that's there's nothing wrong with living a sheltered life. All right.
Great.
It's just, unfortunately, it's not the real world in most cases. So, and we have people like her husband making sure that we can live under a sheltered life. All right. So, so the threshold. Now, what's that got to do with leash aggression? Well, it's got everything to do with leash aggression. The prerequisite to your dog being Cujo while you're on a leash or not is determined by whether or not he thinks you can do that job and keep him safe. Because when your dog is on the leash, he's at a disadvantage because he no longer has mobility. He no longer can defend himself, and he can get his butt kicked and get hurt if the other dog is off leash. And how many times have you been on a walk and all of a sudden here comes a dog and ain't got a leash on him and there's no owner around somewhere? What the heck do you do?
Yep.
Well, that depends on the first thing you do is don't panic. Do not panic. Yeah. And don't let your dog panic. That's how you don't let your dog panic. You've already put your dog on alert because you got startled. Your dog may have seen the dog first and he got startled. So now you want to keep calm. All right. But you want to keep safe because you don't know what that dog's going to do. Well, now, wait a minute. Why don't you know what that dog's going to do? You're capable of knowing what that dog's going to do by his body language. All right. So watch the dog's body language while you're retreating or standing, or at least scoping out your options. Okay. And when you got a dog coming at you without a leash on and you're on a leash with your dog and you've got a 140-pound Great Pyrenees, that doesn't make a bit of difference because he's on the leash. He's at a major disadvantage, and you have a problem letting the leash go just like I would, because there's no fenced in area. And we all know that a peer off leash is a disappear.
Yeah.
So watch the body language. The dog will tell you if he's friend or foe while he's approaching. Now, you don't have but a couple of seconds. Boy, how did we get on off leash stuff? Crap. Because it's a real thing, for one. And man, I'll tell you, there's really no good solid answer is the problem. All right. And the book doesn't have the solid answer either. So, but you know what? That book will give you a lot of ideas. I'll get the link put in there here in just a second into the comments. And you guys can go check it out, see if it's something that you think will be useful to you. And, well, we can go from there. But any way you look at it, it's another tool in your toolbox, okay? And that's the important part. Now, this link, Nancy, if you're still listening here, this link won't go into the group, okay? So if you could please share it into the group, that would be helpful. All right. And there's that big long link heading your way. We just we're streaming to 8 destinations today.
Wow.
8. And we just filled up 8 destinations. Well, 7 of them. So, and thank you, Nancy, if you heard me on sharing that link. And it's available on Kindle and paperback. So, and Amazon. If you don't have a Kindle, Amazon has an app. You can read it on your computer or another device. So it's a free app. Now, do you have anything to add on this so far?
So far, you've been covering it.
Yeah. Have you experienced any of it?
Absolutely. Takami the most for sure, but with Maja as well.
Maja.
Yep.
Okay.
She is. We have little to no problem with it now. I know where her threshold is, and I know when we need to, turn the other way. So we are definitely communicating better now, which makes our walks a lot nicer.
That's good.
Yeah.
And communication is very important. All right.
Yeah.
Because just like this right there, the Great Pyrenees tail is part of communication. I don't expect anybody to remember what wagging to the left and wagging to the right means, wagging to the center. Just pay attention to it, because if it's not a full wag with the rest of the body language, he's stimulated, not necessarily happy. Okay. So pay attention. Learn to communicate with your dog. I know most of you have, and some of you struggle. And all of us can struggle, because that they can give us up to 16 signals of communication to humans, but they can double that from dog to dog, and sometimes they slip some of that into us too, and we get, what are you talking about? So it can get interesting. Now, move to threshold. If you have any further questions, reach out. You reach out to Kelsie on her site. You can reach out to any of these sites that we're streaming to, and they can get a hold of me too. And barking. That's the second biggest complaint, if you may, that I hear. Barking. Well, he's a dog. He's going to bark. Have a nice day. It's not that easy. All right. They're a livestock guardian breed. Their first line of defense is they protect by intimidation. All right. And that's the deep bark. Okay. And now, if your dog is barking at the window, I actually have an example here. Let me see if I have that video. I know I got it up. I saw it. I think it's under your page, Kelsie. I will get an example up here while I'm talking about it. Barking at the window. Let's talk about that briefly while I'm, I might have to have Kelsie, because it's hard for me to talk and do anything at the same time, but yet everybody trusts me with their dogs. barking. Why do they bark at the window? What happens there? That's a self-rewarding thing, isn't it?
Yeah.
They don't know that the mailman is going to come, drop the letters off, and then leave. Right? They don't know that that's what's going to happen, that the mailman plans on leaving anyway. They think they intimidated him to leave. That's where the self-rewarding comes in. All right. So I didn't mean to suck you in on that one. Sometimes terminology can really screw people up.
Yeah.
Make no mistake, you start reading Kelsey's website, she's got it going on, and she knows how to relay it. All right. And she knows how to put it in writing. And I can't even type. Okay? So, but that's where Kelsey's got it going on. Judy, shake your head if you're ready. Well, hang on here. Okay, here you are. Now, you and her, for some reason, I don't have, you know where it is? Hang on a second. We're going to go where we should be right now, except the dog got adopted. Maybe that video's here. Of course not. I got to upload a video. So you guys talk about the barking for me, if you would, please.
Take it away.
Okay. Go ahead, Kelsey.
Hey, bark. Have a nice day, right?
They do. The thing that's been the most beneficial for at least my crew is when they bark, just thanking them for doing their job, recognizing what they believe is the threat, acknowledging that I see what they see or hear, thanking them. And usually that is the easiest way to get them to quiet down, because when you have one peer start barking, now all four are going to start barking, and it's going to be a chorus, and we have neighbors. So we can't just let them bark nonstop, because while it doesn't bother me, I'm sure it bothers neighbors.
Okay.
Well, that is one of the most common things I hear is, how do I shut this dog up? And, of course,
you can't.
Like Kelsey said, acknowledging what they're barking at and letting them know it's okay. I got this. We don't need to hear about the bunnies or the squirrels or the butterflies.
Yeah.
It's okay if you let me know that the UPS driver just drove up, or the mailman's down at the mailbox or whatever. But yeah, letting them know that it's okay with you.
How dangerous our lawn furniture was until we got our first peer. Right? And he was there. So I'm going to play this video. Okay. And then we'll talk about it afterwards. Now, that video was done 4 days after our first consultation with him. Those two dogs are in Washington. They're GPRS dogs, adopters, bonded pair. And they were, that was a dangerous situation. And you saw the person walking down the street, and there wasn't a peep out of those dogs, because Mom didn't just say, I can do your job, thank you. Mom proved it to them that she can do their job because they taught her. We set it up to where they taught her to do her job. That is where you get this going. you partner with your peer. Only one of them is going to bark first. If you pay attention to your dog's barking, instead of complaining about it, pay attention to what they're saying. Every bark has a meaning. About the third bark you're going to hear a minor tone change or maybe a big one. You never know. Dogs are different. But that dog just asked for assistance from another guardian. That's where the other dogs, now these are quick. That's where the other dogs come running in. Now, if they've been living together, one barks, they're all going to jump in all at once because it's already a routine now. So if the same dog is going to bark first every time, all right, consistently, unless the other one's closer to the sound or the sight, all right, but just pay attention to your dog. That is the first dog you partner with, okay? Go to the window with them. Don't wait for the tone to change. Dog barks, head to the window with your dog, kneel down. If you want to see what your dog sees, you have to be down on his level, okay? And you'll never hear what the dog hears. You're never going to hear a fly fart 6 blocks away, so don't even think about that. But you're going to be able to see, they hear their first line of defense is their hearing, and then they have to verify it with the vision. If they can't verify it, they're going to try to intimidate it. And no matter what, they're going to try to intimidate it. So get down there with them. They're protecting from the threat while they're teaching you how to protect from the threat. And just be there for a minute or two. Rest your shoulder. You saw that she was right there with her dogs. That was Lily and Max. She was right there with her dogs talking to them. And they were ignoring that person walking down the street. This is the first time we got that on video like this. And catch the person walking down their sidewalk, the dog's sidewalk. Well, they relinquished it because they no longer had to do it because the job was covered. The job was covered by mom, and took 4 days. That's average. That's about how long it usually takes, about 4 days. And if it takes longer, we have to readjust. We have to adjust something. That means we're not sending the signals the way the dog is capable of receiving them. Okay. We just have to make an adjustment. And you got cat. Oh, that's right. You have a cat rescue.
Yeah.
You don't create any of your own problems, though, do you?
No.
So when you partner with them, and I'm a member of a couple of alumni groups, and I can't type. And the most common questions that we have, I put them on a Word document so I can copy and paste the answers. All right. The barking is number one. And it's kind of the instructions on how to partner with your peer. The top half is the reasons and what's going on with the barks. The bottom half is what can be done about it. Now you got prerequisites. If your dog doesn't see that he can turn to you, well, you got something else to work on now, not that. Okay. It's all about attachment and relationship. And I'll tell you what, that is very, very important. And never think that yelling at your dog or creating anxiety in your dog is going to create good behavior, because it's not. All right. It's going to create resentment. So, and you don't want your 140-pound peer resenting you when you walk in the room. All right. That's usually not the first impression you want to give your dog. Either I'm boring or everybody already knows all this. Now, Rena's got it pretty close with her dog. Now, always on the third bark? No, usually before the fifth bark, typically. Depends on the threat. If you got a coyote, a second bark. If you got a wolf coming up, even possibly the mailman coming up could be on the first, second bark. But it's always early on. So that's why you can safely start heading to the window when your dog does, okay? So it's always early on, because they can't do this by themselves. They work in teams. They've been working in teams for thousands of years. They're team players. And you see, but the assistance or the guardian that they're asking assistance from doesn't have to have 4 legs and white fur. It can be mom and dad. So always remember that. Now, one of the things the hierarchy of dog needs goes into is the leadership. It doesn't have to be the alpha or the beta or whatever you're at on the list. It's just kind of like mom and dad, benevolent leadership. So it's you're displaying knowledge, all right, just like you would rearing a child. Those of you didn't have kids, well, you're going to be practicing raising kids. Only dogs are easier and a lot quicker. Kids come back, and they have kids now too. I love my grandkids, all right, most of the time. So, so be aware of your dog. Communication. Great Pyrenees are masters of communication. One way of looking at it, they'll give you all kind of signals before they do something stupid. And the other way to look at it is they're asking you all the time before you let them do something stupid. All right. So if they come up and peer paw you, originally that was communication. You taught them it was something different. Okay. You taught them that's a way to get attention when they came to get your attention for a problem, possibly. So always remember that one. So, but it's not a problem because they're going to find another way to get your attention. And it could still be the paw. Because what you think your dog is thinking and what your dog is really thinking could be 2 different things, and we can't have that. You got to be on the same page. You need to know what your dog's next move will be in just about any given situation. If you don't, then you need to talk to a behaviorist or somebody. And because that's not a trick. Typical trainers struggle with this breed. They do. Because if you bring a Great Pyrenees into your home and expect them to obey your beck and commands, you just got the wrong breed. All right. You can't expect them to make all the concessions at all, because think about it this way. They didn't call you up and have you come get them. You went and took them and brought them home. And if you got dogs, now you're forcing them into a relationship that they had no say over. Okay. So let's try to do it the best we can for the dogs. And you don't have to scare them. You don't have to hurt them. You don't have to yell at them. Actually, yelling at a dog that's barking, in a lot of cases, fuels the bark, keeps them barking. Now it's a contest or a game.
We're all playing now.
Yeah. And you just rewarded it too, if he turns it into a game. Always be aware of that. When the mailman comes to your house and your dog's barking, he puts the mail in the slot, walks away. Once again, dog doesn't know that mailman was going to leave anyway. He thinks he did his job. Self-rewarding. It's not going to get better. It's going to get more intense. Okay. And it's going to get more often. So partner with your dog. If nothing else, call him away. I mean, for me, I kneel down with my dog. I can do that just fine. But at my age, it's starting to take a little longer to get back up again. All right. Thanks. I got a giant breed that can help me back up for now. But, call them away. And when you call them away from the window, you're not done yet. You got to have another job for them. All right. You got to have a job that lasts long enough to let that previous job move from the forefront of the memory. So it'd be sometimes just less than a minute, sometimes a couple minutes. A job. So what's a job? Well, I got 4 dogs here. I can't give them treats and stuff. Okay, well, don't put a leash on him. Do a routine in the house with him. All right. Technically, if you ask your peer to sit and you got that relationship and he sits because he wants to please you, you just gave your dog a job and they did it. Short job, but you better have paycheck ready, but it was a job. That's how easy a job is capable of being. All right. Snuffle master jobs. How many snuffle masters do you have, Kelsie? Any? You got multiple dogs.
Like 7. We have a lot.
Right.
Yeah.
So the cats use them too, I take it.
Takani's those are one of his favorite things to do. He loves them.
Snuffle mat is a job.
Mm-hmm.
Anything that stimulates their brain is a job. Slow feeder bowls are jobs. Mm-hmm. All right. And that's another thing I want to touch on too. always be aware that we try to do the best for our dogs. Rescues try to do the best for their dogs. And we're starting to, well, not starting to see, I've been seeing it for a while. A lot of us, and we used to encourage it, when you feed your dog, have your dog sit, put the bowl down, and go about your business. Your dog just well performed a portion of nothing in life is free. All right. And but here's what we're seeing. You really should start, if you're feeding your dog and you want him to sit and wait for the food, let's reward the sit separately. Don't let the food be the reward. What that's doing in some cases, a lot of cases, is unnecessarily raising the value of the food bowl now and creating food aggression. Okay, so let's keep our rewards separate from the food, and because that could be a problem, that's easily remedied. Okay, but if we raise the value of the food higher than it needs, I mean, how much higher can the food be? That's their nutrition, but it seems to be raising it a little bit higher, and that's something I've been doing study on for over the years, doing 2 studies. I'm doing surgery studies because Judy talks about that on crate training. She thinks, and I agree with her, every dog should at least be crate trained in the event of a catastrophic surgery, like blowing their knee out. TPLO surgery is a big surgery, putting plates in the dog's knee, and they got to keep calm. All right, and that's one of the studies I'm doing. I've done 20 dogs now, and I don't have the notes here. But my question to myself was, why, if there's other guardians and they work in teams, why does the dog recovering from surgery still feel the need to get up and bark at the predator? And can we lessen that? And the answer to that so far has been yes, with the right dogs. So still work in progress. I actually got a university interested in it now too, by the way. So, and that just gave me more work because that's not enough data. Yes, ma'am. So, so I agree with Judy 100%. Every dog, I mean, anytime you teach your dog something, you're giving your dog knowledge, and you're adding to that relationship, that attachment. So anytime you teach your dog something, that's a good thing. And muzzle training, I'm all for muzzle training. I don't want my vet to be the first person to ever put a muzzle on my dog. That's not what I want to do. I want my dog to associate something good when I say, go get your muzzle. Okay, Dad, all right, let's go. We're going to go play now. That's the association I want my dog to have with that. All right. Does it happen every time? Well, of course not. I'm not God. I don't walk in water, but I try my hardest. And we do, let's put it this way. It's a better association than a vet coming at him in a small room, scary room, and going towards his mouth. That's a much better scenario, and I get to choose my muzzle, not theirs. And I like basket muzzles, just to be clear. Not a certain brand, because muzzles are different. I like basket muzzles because they can still get their treats. They can drink through them. You can hand feed them through them if you decide to hand feed your dog. I don't hand feed my dogs because he doesn't hand feed me. Okay. That's
Make him pant.
Make him pant. Yeah. Make him beg, right? Yeah. My dogs don't have to beg for anything. And always cherish your time with your dogs. I'm getting ready to lose one. And that's not going to be a good day for me. I'm getting ready to lose my Charlie. And he's got that degenerative where he loses control of his hind end. And it's been slowly moving towards his front legs. And quality of life is leaving. So, and we got a decision to make, and he's letting us know. The dog will let you know. Trust me on that. And those of you that have been through it know this. So, and it's always a bad day when this happens. It always is. So, and everybody's been through it. Judy, she's probably lost more dogs than I can count. But it happens. But when they're your own personals, that's different.
Yeah.
So, but he'll be all right. He's living like a king now. So, all right. And there's no questions. Apparently, either did a good job or I bored everybody to sleep. One of the two.
No, you did a good job.
And needless to say, it's not done. This is just letting you know it's there. We can do this. The dogs can do this. The dogs are smart. They really are. You've got the most intelligent breed that God's ever produced. I tell everybody, God's just showing off when he created the Great Pyrenees. And he was, because from the pier, we got the Akbash, the Maremas, and so on and so forth. Kuvas, my little Sasha's Kuvas. Yeah, he was just, yeah, it's just amazing. Good breeds. So I would suggest your handbook. This goes into the hierarchy heavily. All right. And it actually gives you some methods of how to do things, but usually Linda put it into a way that you'll be able to figure it out. And if you can't, there's resources to help you. Nobody's going to make fun of you. Nobody's going to make fun of you. And if they do, that's the wrong person anyway. All right. Walk away. So, and anybody that tells you to scare your dog or anything like that to get him to do something, walk away. Because your dog will want you to have him walk away. Your dog's not going to like it. And this is about the dogs. And Takani, I'll tell you what, he's got it made over there in Virginia or wherever he's at now. Yeah, you're still muted, but we read your lips.
Okay. There was barking, so I figured I'd mute so you couldn't hear it.
Well, the show is about dogs,
Yeah.
So they have a say. This is their show. Remember what I said, Judy? The dogs are running the show. Humans don't. We kind of suck at running the show.
He's doing a bad job over there.
Yeah, now that's the big boy. That's not Takani.
No, that's Atka.
Wow. And then I did something. I'm just going to show this off now. All right. Everybody knows Kelsie. She's been a pretty steady co-host here, and well, she's got her own section down here now. How about that? We put her together, her own little. Well, I hope that. Yeah, there it is, right there.
Yes.
She got her colors, and when she's solo, or if we go over to this view, we got templates for. Whoops, that wasn't the view. I missed the view. There we go. And I don't have that one camera view, do I? Whoop, I forgot to upload it. But we got it going on for Kelsie now, and she may never use it, but she may. Never know when you got to make a video call.
Yep.
That you have to record. So
exactly.
All right, everybody. I've got the link.
I just referred those new adopters to your website because they've never had a peer before.
That's so
yeah, and I said if you need to read up about these dogs, so go to this website and read everything that Kelsie wrote.
And we do that. As a matter of fact, the Great Pyrenees Rescue Society has Kelsie's website linked on their Know the Breed section. You do too, I believe. I think Montana does, don't they?
I think so, yeah.
I hope so, because that's your rescue.
Right.
I would hope so. But from what I understand, you weren't aware of. I refer people that I ask them, I beg them, stay off Google. Man, there's just so much information that's just not accurate about the breed out there. They're only opinions. I can send you to a place you don't even have to go anywhere else. Go right to this dog or nothing. And that'll give you
I was not aware. Wasn't aware until Carol told me that a few weeks ago.
Yeah.
I've been referring you for a long time.
So cool.
Yeah.
Did you notice your hits were going up? And
she never paid attention. She never paid attention. So.
No, not really.
And now, and remember too, it's not a constantly updated thing. Okay, websites. She's got a life other than that. So if you see the content on her Facebook page that's linked to that website that's 3 years ago, it's still relevant.
And a lot of that stuff, we just haven't updated the post date. So we've gone in and actually tweaked a little bit of the content maybe here and there.
Cool.
But making sure that it is still relevant, because new resources come out, new books, things like that. So we do go in and try and make sure we're continually keeping relevant.
And we're working on giving everybody a tour of that page. Okay.
Yeah.
We're figuring out how to set that up to do that. All right.
Well, that'd be great.
Because we want you to, because there's certain areas for certain things that you're going to want to go to first, possibly. All right.
Yeah.
And she's got that, and she also does a newsletter. All right.
Yeah.
She does one too, relatively consistently. You
Oh,
kind
I
of
have
take
to sign up for that.
Yeah.
when her husband's home, she kind of slacks off a little bit. But can you blame her? You know.
Yeah. When he's not here, what else? I got to fill my time. So.
Well, that's where the kitten rescue comes in.
Oh yeah, they keep me busy.
So you have all the peers and kitten rescue.
Yep.
And they all live in unity. Have you ever lost a kitten?
Yeah.
Okay. So
It's the kittens that I get.
Did you lose a kitten to a Pyrenees?
Oh no.
Okay, that's what I meant. Sorry.
Oh yeah, no, never.
Right.
They're great with the kittens,
Yeah.
and it's really great to get them ready to be adopted. You know, they're all big dog tested.
Yeah.
They're used to
Yeah.
it by now. Especially like I take a lot of special needs. So like this guy, my incontinent one, you know, he's already hard to adopt out because he's incontinent, but he's been with big dogs, and so you know it helps a lot.
He'll find a mom.
Yep.
He will. Because there's one out there. And for you cat people, there you go, right there.
Yeah.
So and every one of her kittens are tested with the Great Pyrenees, and every one of her fosters are tested with cats.
Yep.
And I don't know about you, Kelsie, but over the years, where I've never lost a cat to a peer. We've had people say, "Oh, I can kill my cat." Well, I haven't lost one yet, but doesn't mean I can't.
Right.
I haven't lost a child either to a peer. Just so everybody's know, I've never lost a child.
Oh, every single one of my peers has a scar on its nose from the first encounter with a cat, and they learned really quickly.
They learn
really quickly.
Yep.
Yeah, those cats' front hands, they have teeth in them sometimes when they need them.
Oh, they're mentally unstable. Yeah.
Well, cats are. Yeah. Why do you think the cat trainers come and go on Animal Planet? Maybe you can train a cat. I can't train a cat. All right. And I don't see how it can be done. It's a routine animal. Anyway, wow. I can't believe that we were able to fill up this hour.
Yeah.
And still have some viewers. So thank you for joining us and get the word out. Share the show.
I mean, it was close.
Yeah. And I'm glad
I literally ran in from the backyard like the minute those people were driving off, and I'm like, "Oh my God, I got 2 minutes."
Well, and me and Kelsie had it covered. I was sweating a little bit. Kelsie was a little late getting here. I was starting to sweat it just a little bit, but you know, would have gone on. I may have played music.
They had to see practically every dog I had, and some of them twice.
Right. Well, everybody, Judy's facilities-based rescue, and people come see their dogs when they're not working, which is, well, the weekends. And for some reason, Judy wanted to show on Sunday, her busiest day. Now there's some exciting stuff going on at your facilities-based rescue. The 31st, you won't be here.
No, we're having a big cleanup day next Sunday. So we have an old milking parlor that has been the depository of probably at least 2 tons of junk. And it's getting high and deep, and we can't walk through there anymore. And this is stuff that people have donated to me. Some people show up with their dogs and a truckload of their dogs' belongings.
Wow.
So it all gets kind of in this back room, and I don't need it. I don't want it. It's taking up space that we need for other things. So I'm having a bunch of volunteers out. We're having a pizza party. I'm going to put them to work cleaning out this back room. And if anybody lives in the Colorado Springs area and needs some dog stuff, I probably have it to give away. So just contact me.
Yeah. So she's got some remodeling going on out there, kind of.
Yes, we just got a kitchen this week with cabinets and I got a great big sink with hot and cold running water, and my refrigerator's in there, and
so the
I'm so
dogs get
thrilled
to
about
eat
that.
the dogs get to eat for the first time since 1994, right?
Well, I mean, it's just it's just a
It's
nice
going to be
scenic
nice.
area.
And then one last thing is before we go, don't forget Great Pyrenees Rescue Society's calendar contest is going on. All right.
Oh, yeah.
Vote for the dogs. I think you can still enter them. I'm not sure. You have to read the rules. I forgot.
So you can go enter your own dog, right?
Yep.
A good picture of your own dog. And what do you get? What do you get for entering? Does it cost you to enter, or do they send you a free calendar? Or
I'm not sure. I've never. I'm going to buy a calendar in the end. This is their first year, so you have to read the rules. I didn't, but I'm still. You need to. This is a fundraiser. They need to do this. All right, because
and then people vote on the dogs.
And you vote on
sometime between now and Christmas or something, and.
Right, it's $1 a vote with a minimum of 5. But if you want to put $1 on 5 dogs, you can do that. You can separate it because it's the Go calendar or the Go people that actually does it. So get out to and get your at least go look at it. This is their first annual calendar contest. This is going to end up being a very large fundraiser for them. And God only knows rescues need funds. So, and they're big rescues need funds, the same proportional funds as small rescues need. So
absolutely.
Yeah. So it's no different. All right, everybody. Wow. I can't believe we stumbled through that one.
We'll try to be more together next time I'm here. So
be here next week.
Well, I'm not going to be here next week, so
you're
I'm going to be out there. I'm just praying for good weather.
Yeah. By the way, did the weather hold out for in the event
today? Yeah, it's fine out today.
Maxie could have been on, except somebody up and adopted him on you. That's a great thing, Maxie. I'm so happy for Maxie. Boy, am I happy for him. So, and who's that now?
They've got like 5 other dogs, and they brought 3 of them. And these are little, I mean, like 4 of them are tiny little Shih Tzus, Maltese, Chihuahuas.
Chihuahuas? You sent a here with a Chihuahua?
Little suckers, and Maxie just kind of looked at him, and the dog snapped at him, and he was like, oh, okay. Back off.
I can't believe you sent one of your peers to his death with a Chihuahua.
I don't know. It's like, and there's a golden doodle. There's an old golden doodle that they wanted a friend for. So that apparently is going to be Maxie's main friend. And I guess he's just going to have to avoid the other 4 little ones. I don't know.
He's a good looking boy. Maxie's in the exit video too, or one of the 2, either intro or the exit, but he's a good dog. What about Reese? He's next, right? He's got to get adopted.
Yeah, he's got to get a new home. So
yeah, she has Reese. Reese came from east somewhere, North Carolina or something like that.
North Carolina, Clinton, North Carolina. Yeah.
And they drove him all the way to Peyton, Colorado.
Yeah, took him 2 days to get here.
Yeah, but they drove him. That way there was no relays, no handoffs, no nothing like that. And who is that, Kelsie?
Kiska.
Okay. Yeah, okay. One of these days, I'm going to have to talk to you and go over some of the meanings of the names of your dogs.
Yep, they all have a meaning.
I'm sure they do. That's why I want to do that. Connie, I know what that one is. I actually, I think you told me. I looked it up, but you told me, and what I found was a little different than what you told me. But depends on what language you're looking at.
Yeah, exactly.
All right. And what language do you name them in?
Inuit.
Inuit. Okay, we'll have to talk about what that meant. So later.
Eskimos.
Eskimo.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank goodness Judy was there. So anyway, all right, everybody. It's time for us to go. Next week, we've got on Friday show. No, I'm sorry. We don't do Friday show. On Saturday's show with Montana, we're gonna have a very happy adoption story with Banjo in Montana, and 140-pound Great Pyrenees that they had their hands full and we'll wait till Saturday. It's hard to explain. We'll let Mama, his mom, explain it. There's 3 dogs, 2 peers, and a little 50-pound beagle hound mix that kept getting eaten.
Oh,
Yeah. Oh, every time I turn around, he's coming back from the hospital. Wow. And just similar to a Chihuahua, if a Great Pyrenees ever figures out what a Chihuahua is, a Chihuahua will be in trouble. Okay. But, but I think they just give up on it because they can't hurt them, typically. We had a Shih Tzu that one of our peers died about 10 years ago. He'd come out of the back room with a Shih Tzu hanging off his bib, and she'd just be a growling. He's just trotting around. He didn't care. She was kind of hitching a ride, is the way he saw it. She saw it as a kill shot, but he never fell over because of his bib. So,
good luck with that.
Yeah. And Chihuahuas are not much different. A Chihuahua is a guard dog. So, and they're very good at their job. I've actually had peers run from Chihuahuas. Okay.
I do.
Yeah. But always remember, they won't do it forever. So one of these days they're going to say, hey, wait a minute here. Wait a minute. I'm not bred to tuck and run. I'm bred to approach and engage. Goodbye. And we don't want that. So, all right, everybody. We're going to head out of here, and I keep rambling. And bye, everybody. See you next week, next Saturday, and then won't see Judy, but we might not. We'll get GPRS on here. All right, everybody. Bye now.